Thank you for watching, liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing right now. So, Shashi, you say you're the Swami of Network Solution Social Media. Was that right?
Yes, it's not a title I gave myself. The employees had a contest in which they said, what should we name the new position that we started in 2008? And so they had 34 entries. And I'm so glad I got Social Media Swami, because I would have ended up being Minister of Misinformation.
Ooh, well, it'd be nice to see on a business card, though. That's kind of funny. So wait, 2008, when was the first time you came to Gnomedex? Was that the first year?
Yes, that was the first year.
Really?
Yes.
Now, was that the first year you wore the cowboy hat, or did that come the second year?
The second year I wore the cowboy hat.
But you weren't alone in wearing that, right? There were two of you.
No, I was the only one wearing a cowboy hat, yes.
But then maybe the next year, someone else was wearing a fez.
Yep. There were two people. I mean, some of the things that I saw at Gnomedex, memories forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So wait, 2008, what was that the year that John Edwards spoke, or was that 2000? That was earlier. That was way earlier. Never mind. I was going to say, because now he's in the news again for being a felon. That's crazy. Or potentially a felon. Sorry, that hasn't actually been proven.
I think Chris Pirillo associates with scientists, with top bloggers, with people who do good in the world, and, like he just said, felons.
And felons. That's street credibility.
Not me.
So, Network Solutions, you've hired Cloris Leachman with a big Super Bowl splash there. How's that working for you?
It's just we wanted to give people 4 minutes of fun, but the underlying message is like, hey, if you're serious about your business, if you're serious about your hosting, all these small tools that small businesses need, come to us and don't get carried away by the other kind of ads. And that's clearly an example of how we can have fun and give you a serious message at the same time.
Yeah, and plus Cloris Leachman is also from Iowa, so I share that with her. That's really the only thing I share with her, other than having my photo taken with her.
No, but she's an awesome actress. Like, imagine at her age, the way she does impromptu makes you laugh. I mean, I think if there's anybody that you should reward in your life other than your parents, is people who make you laugh.
Oh yeah.
Right? So anybody who makes you laugh, I also think there is this human connection. And if people who are away in caves and live without any human contact miss out on the most powerful energy on this earth, which is just contact, even if it is eye contact, if it is exchange of smiles, or now what social networks are doing is kind of making it simulating that kind of an experience, because you feel like you know so many people, you know what they're doing at any given time. If the internet didn't exist, if computers didn't exist, you'd probably be doing it in real life in the same way.
I can't imagine though. I seriously, could you imagine a life now with all these tools that you have at your disposal? Could you imagine having to remove all of them and live without a smartphone, without a computer with you wherever you go?
People keep bashing the internet and saying it's addictive. But one thing I'll tell you, I used to be addicted to newspapers. I used to read 4 newspapers every day.
Wow.
My mom used to tell my dad that, hey, don't read the newspaper end to end. So human beings can get addicted with everything, right? So now today people have this problem about smartphones. It's not the smartphone that's the problem, it's you.
Oh,
stop.
That's all I need to know. It's me. It's my problem. Okay.
Stop checking your phone 30 minutes before you go to bed and 30 minutes after you wake up. Because that's the time you need to yourself. But it's not this phone's fault.
Well, no, maybe it's the addiction to what the phone brings me, whether it's information or just connectivity in general.
Yeah, I was at a conference called SobCon recently, and I can't tell you the name of it. There were pretty good speakers there, and one of the speakers said the same thing. You need to have some alone time. And to me, my alone time is in the car, when I switch off the radio also, and I'm just focusing on driving, but my mind is thinking about other things that I should be doing, and by the time I finish my journey, I get so much of new ideas. Now, if you're all the time in a connected world, where is the time for you to think for yourself, right? Somebody else is always thinking for you. So that's one thing that...
So you're saying I shouldn't be live streaming this? Is that what
you're actually helping the thinking, right? Like when people come back, watch your stream for some time and go back, they get some ideas, but they need to be alone. If they go back and start tweeting it and, continuously if they're on, it doesn't help them as much as it helps you.
It's interesting because I guess I always have the live feed on, so I'm never alone, but I'm always alone in my own thoughts. I'm physically alone. People are watching me, but I'm not necessarily interacting with them. Does that count?
I think it's very similar, and you said it many times, and Gary, we said it yesterday, is in order to tell people about things, that you have to keep learning at the same time. I think you're one of those persons who wants to all the time, keep learning. Hey, here's the next big thing. I have tried it out, and in fact, it tells us let's hear what he has to say when he says. So maybe we just skip over a few things. Like for example, in the world today, India, China, large parts of Africa have totally skipped the PC revolution. They've gone totally to mobile.
Yeah.
I mean, if I was in India, I wouldn't have a computer. I would have probably gone to phone. Now, texting in the US is like the companies start charging you for every text. But the internet survives by texting in other places. Like people have learned to pay through text messages much earlier than us. We are kind of spoiled. We have a computer at work, we have a computer at home, we have a device wherever we go. And now the amount of advertising that comes at us online, that doesn't happen all over the world. I mean, companies want it to happen all over the world.
But what you're talking about, I mean, we use this, it's a matter of convenience to, pick up the phone and, key in a website. But for say someone who lives in a remote community, it is an absolute life changer. Instead of having to take an entire day away from their work, what they happen to be doing to make a living, to find out if someone needs something or doesn't need something, they can simply send or receive a text message and have it done. I mean, that's a huge life changer for someone who doesn't have as convenient of an access to technology as say someone who lives here.
I totally agree. That's the right way to use technology, which is to make your own life efficient, but at the same time, don't let technology run you. You should run technology. And to validate the example that you gave, Time Magazine carried an article a couple of months ago. I'm pretty sure it's Boise, Idaho. The highest number of patents came out of Boise, Idaho since 2007. And to me, Boise, hey, where is that, right? But I believe internet connection is very strong. I mean, you don't have to be in San Francisco, Washington, D.C. or New York. Right. Be somewhere where internet connection goes to your point, you have a device and it's connected to the internet, you can check. And quality of life, you think about it, and places like that, I mean, you have the outdoors, you have everything just, I think the Time Magazine said just a few steps away. Portland, Oregon, clear example. Portland, in a little way, I would say Seattle also, because except for the rain,
it's not so bad. It's over.
I only came to Nomdex when the weather was good, so I'm not the right thing to say. But that's a rainy city where people started calling it.
Typically. Right. Well, Boise would be on the other side of the mountain range, so it would probably be a little more, well, maybe to your liking, I guess. I hate the sun, though.
You hate the sun?
I hate the sun. I'd be fine if it never shone another
day. Breaking news! Chris Pirillo hates the sun!
Yeah, but is that really breaking? I think everybody knew that by my skin tone, lovely whiteness.
I have a southern accent, and what can brown do for you?
Is that your new slogan? You're going to put that on your business card? People look at it and So, it's. I think it does harken back to, the ease of connectivity, and when this becomes an extension. When this becomes an extension of yourself, when you start thinking about this in less of a phone and more of a connection to the outside world, an extension. When you don't even have to think and you know it's there.
I have to go back to a little bit of small business orientation, because small businesses, let's say a florist, where do they have the time to go and explore all the possible devices and decide on one device, right? So they either listen to experts like you who say, florist, here's what you should have. Or I go and talk to them and say, have a website, because people are searching for you. So they need to think about technology to make their business more efficient. So they should not think about, oh my God, iPad 2 is here, the Android tablet is here, let me go and buy it. No. They should be using the Android tablet. For example, the small business in Louisiana, wedding cakes, Hayden's Bakery, wedding cakes. They say when the bride comes, we take our iPad, just keep flipping and showing them the wedding cake pictures. How cool is that? That's the right use of technology. But if you're going to say, I'm going to buy an iPad and then figure out how it helps my business, wrong move.
Wrong way to do it. Right. Yeah, it's interesting how sometimes, if you were to present me with let's say, searching for something like wedding cakes or even flower arrangements or whatever, I would always choose the iPad, if only because I could get through things quicker. Like, I'd be able to look really, like almost like channel surfing, right? Like you're watching the TV, click, click, click. It's easy. Well, maybe it is for me, maybe it is for you, but I know right away from an image, like sports. Not interested. And it just seems that technology can help me get through those things quicker. There's traditional information dissemination vehicles like books. It can help me get through things quicker than they can through traditional means, like an actual physical property, newspaper, magazine, book, set of pages. I mean, maybe I'm just taking it for granted. Are there really people out there who don't see how just insanely simple that is?
50% of the small businesses don't have a website. So you are among the 2% who's savvy.
Dude, my whole business.
15% of us are savvy. The rest of the people are in the real world.
I'm in the real world.
I mean, you're in the real world, but they're going to get into the world that you live in and a little bit and we live in slowly. They have. This is your business in a way, is to advise people on technology.
And I do,
right?
and we're doing quite well with that.
Right. So, but if your business was a florist shop, you'd probably relegate technology evaluation to probably like the 10% that you want to do for R&D or business development.
Right.
But now it is 100%, so that's why you're aware of all this. iPads sell well because they're easy to use, and small businesses will try to figure out how to use them. The only thing I'm saying is don't buy it before you figure out how to use it. And you heard it here first, folks. In 2 years' time, when you go to any restaurant, instead of menu cards, you'll get a device like an iPad, where you just go, choose what you want, check, and the waitress will come and say, "Are you all ready? Should I go and order in the kitchen?" And you're going to say, "Excuse me, I have this question for you," because the number of times, writing it down is going to be a big problem, because I'd say, "Oh, I ordered chicken fajita," and "No, oops, I ordered something else." Your accent, I didn't understand it, sir.
Right.
All these are gone because it's an efficient way of looking at it. And in Asia, in hotels, I've seen when you check in, people actually give you an iPad so you can fill up the form.
Really?
Yeah, without actually going to the desk.
I have not seen
that
yet.
So this is going to be a big trend.
I'd almost say, because I'd like to see that happen. I think 2 years is really, that's a little soon.
I'm trying to stay safe here.
I'd love to see that in 2 years. I think it's maybe a 5-year thing.
Oh, but, I thought it'll be a 1-year thing.
No. I think it's going to take longer. I think instead of them handing you an iPad, really, it's more like if you've got the device on you already, to be able to have that information there. I would like to be able to open up an app, almost like OpenTable does it, where I can get reservations. I want to be able to order preemptively so that when I get to the restaurant, I'm done. I don't need to order anything. They know what I want. They've got it ordered. They've got it cooked. So I'm there, in and out. Like fast food, man. They can turn every restaurant into fast food without it being fast food.
I don't know if you knew, I used to be a chef in my previous life.
No, I did not know that.
And 10 years ago, imagine how much of progress in 10 years. Here I'm talking about iPads and restaurant menus. 10 years ago, the reason why we had a website was because our fax machine broke. In those days, like 1999, internet was still catching on with businesses. Like people would call in their order and say, "Hey, I'm going to send you a fax. Can you fax me your menu?" And the fax machine broke. Oh my God, innovation, here comes www.bombaybistro.com. And sir, can you go and choose and call me back? It was so easy for us. And now, just to imagine the time that was just about 10 to 12 years ago is amazing.
Different.
How technology has made things progress so fast. The only thing is, try not to hit the fast forward button in your life too often.
I got that problem. I think it's all but if I didn't have this, I wouldn't have a life. This is it. This is this.
Yeah, but this is your profession. You're the technology thought leader. You're the evaluator. You're helping others smoothen and say hey, jump certain bumps. You don't have to go through the same experience that you're going through. In fact, you're torturing yourself to help everybody else, right?
Actually, it is kind of
all the number of
devices
that people must be sending you every day. The poor postman.
I get a few that I'll never be able to look at just because I get so many. There's so much to look at, so much to do. Where's the time? I'm looking at an invisible watch. Shashi, there's the world. Anything?
Mom, I'm famous. I'm on ChrisPirillo.tv.
Cool. All right, thanks, dude.
Thank you very much.
No worries.
I really enjoyed Gnomedex. Enjoy the work you do. Thank you very much for having me on the show.
I think we'll be talking to. I'm going to be talking to Dave and primarily Dave about not bringing Gnomedex back, but basically doing something specific, like a track inside of BlogWorld, more to the liking of what people keep asking me for now, like how do you be Chris Pirillo? So I want to create a track specifically to
the
how
Chris
to
Pirillo
do it.
track.
Pretty much, like how to make money doing what you do, how to use all these tools for your business, those kind of things. So it won't exactly be Gnomedex-esque, but it'll be Gnomedex-esque, but not what it was, because it was unsustainable.
Looking forward to Chris Pirillo 3.0.
Yay! Yeah, I'm beyond 2. I'm done with 2. 2's yesterday's news.
Thanks.
So, all right, thank you.